Hello everyone and welcome. In the upcoming videos we're going to be taking a look at the Reilly method for the body. This method is used for preliminary drawings and gesture drawings. This series will be divided into several parts from the back, the side, and front poses. In this video we'll be taking a look at the front pose. Now keep in mind that these poses are very static and not very dynamic. These video series will just be about memorizing and the basics of the abstraction. The abstractions are malleable and they're meant to be molded into dynamic gesture poses. Also, the speed in which I'm drawing is slower than I would usually draw in figure drawing classes. If you practice these abstractions, I promise your drawings will look fluid and expressive. Here are some drawings by Brian Knox to help emphasize how these abstractions can help with your gesture and fluidity of your figures. I also posted several videos on different poses you can practice from with a timer, so you can adjust the time to half the length or half the speed. I highly recommend the 4-minute timer video on the Reilly method for practice. One final word before we begin. This tutorial is on the front view. I took the liberty of drawing lines before doing the abstraction to keep the head lengths accurate and proportional. The front pose was the last drawing I did in the video, but we will be covering it first. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is create our head. It's going to be just a simple oval shape or an egg shape. Kind of tapers down where the jaw is. Then we're going to create a center line. Then create another center line for the brow area. Here I'm indicating the temples of the head. Then the ears. Next we'll take a look at the shoulders. To get the shoulders, we simply triangulate off from the top of the head. Hopefully you can see the triangulation going on here from the top of the head to the sides. So this will be the shoulder and the clavicle of the body. Then we're going to create a triangle going down to the crotch. Like so. Usually I ghost in the lines, especially for this video. I guess I want to make it perfect. So I'll ghost in the lines and then bolden it up later on. So I'm pushing with the side of my pencil or with the side of my drawing device, if you want to call it that. I don't want to lose my center line either. Next, we'll take a look at the hips. If we just go straight down from our shoulders, we'll find the hips. And then from the temple region, if we create a straight line down to the hips, we'll create our neck. As I said before, I'm really taking my time with the abstraction here so that it reads well on camera. If I were doing this in a figure drawing class, I would do this a lot faster. Next, I indicated where the feet will terminate. And from the hips and the crotch, we'll make 2 lines going down to that point. As you can see, I ghosted in those lines, and then I'm going to push up to those areas. So as you can see that the drawing or the abstraction is just a series of triangles going to different points. Next we'll take a look at the feet. In the abstraction, it's very interesting how it was designed. It kind of looked like hooves. Next, we'll take a look at the arms. Just make a sweeping motion. Perfect for gesture drawings. We'll do the same thing on the other side, but I'll keep it a little bit lighter because we're going to put some more details on that side. So I'm just giving it thickness. Here I'm indicating the ribcage. In the abstraction, it seems a little bit too small for me, but I'm going to try to stay true to the reference. I would make this a little bit bigger. The ribcage is about 2 head lengths long. One thing that's not really in this abstraction, but I like to put it in anyway, just to give it some life, are the traps. Next, we'll take a look at the breasts, or the chest area. Depends on if you're doing a male or female. The way that I did it was I ghosted in just 2 tiny circles. Then I'm going to go back, and from the deltoids, I'm going to make a curved line going around the breast, or the chest, and then curve around to the other side. Once I curve around, I'm going to create the other side of the deltoid, or the other deltoid. And it'll terminate right about there, right about the second head length. Next, we'll look at the bicep. So the bicep has a curve to it, starting from the top of our triangle, or the corner of our triangle, down to the third head length. Then we'll create a little football shape to it, or an almond shape. From the third head length, a little ways above, we're going to start with the radial or brachialis there, and then it'll connect to the thumb. Create another line abstraction that goes down to the wrists, and then just indicate our extensor muscles here, then finish off our hand. So it's a really cool design, kind of interlocks back and forth. We're almost done our abstraction. I'm just going to give the subject here a crotch, make it a male figure. Next, I'm going to indicate the knees, just with a simple triangle. I don't really like the design of it. It looks kind of cartoonish, but like I said, we're going to stay true to the reference. From that knee area, we're going to curve down to the foot to create the indication of the muscles of the leg. Same thing on the other side. Next, we're going to take a look at the tibia. So it has a curve to it. Once we do that curve, we can go ahead and establish our ankle bones, which is a little bit higher on this side. The other ankle bone sits a little bit lower. One last thing that we're going to do here is take a look at the calf muscles. We can see a little bit of it from the front view, so we'll indicate that. It's a little bit smaller. One thing that I want to fix up here is the line, the neckline going down to the hips, just so we can see a little bit more. But that's it. So stay tuned for the next couple videos where we'll take a look at the back view and the side view.